they aren't letting Afghans in the aftermath of the American withdrawal from Afghanistan. There's going to be a refugee crisis. The Taliban's reign will be brutal, but that's only the start of Afghanistan's problems. As Andrew Stedford explained on August 24, the Afghan economy is going to collapse, and it threatens to undo all of the gains in the standard of living the country made over the past 20 years. Advertisement. Many who oppose allowing Afghan refugees to resettle in the United States wonder why they don't go live in other Muslim countries instead. After all, they argue, refugees would be able to assimilate better in countries more similar to the one they are leaving, and the U.S. wouldn't have to support any new people as they adjust to a completely different culture. Win-win. One of the problems with that argument is illustrated by a story in today's Wall Street Journal. Tens of thousands in Afghanistan are trapped as neighbors close borders. The tens of thousands refers to the interpreters and other special immigrant visa applicants who are eligible to come to America, the majority of which were left behind after the Biden administration's disastrous withdrawal. Afghanistan has 39 million people, and the refugee crisis, which is only beginning, will certainly be in the hundreds of thousands at least. With the end of the U.S. airlift on August 31, no airport in Afghanistan is currently operating, the story says. Fleeing by land isn't any easier. The Taliban say they will allow Afghans with valid passports and visas to travel out of the country, the story adds. So far, the country's passport offices remain closed. The embassies of all Western nations and India have shut down and their diplomats have left the country. In the past, 90% of Afghan refugees settled in Iran and Pakistan, and those countries aren't willing to take in any more. It's unclear where they're supposed to go instead. Our supposed moral superiors in Europe aren't too interested. The State Department seems to be caught flat-footed, as it has throughout the withdrawal. It's not just difficult to leave Afghanistan right now, it's nearly impossible. In the rush to meet Biden's arbitrary deadline, many Afghans who America is obligated to help have been left behind. And many more who will be seeking refuge amidst a collapse in living standards and a brutal Islamist regime will have no place to go, in the Muslim world or anywhere else. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter, share on Flipboard, email this article, print this article in World. Flexing the Quad, reckoning with the legacy of Afghanistan, reckoning with the legacy of Afghanistan. Biden compounds disgrace with willful blindness about our jihadist enemies. Biden compounds disgrace with willful blindness about our jihadist enemies. Why we can accept Afghan refugees, and should. Why we can accept Afghan refugees, and should.